For the continuation of the evidence, criminal claims, Exhibit 2, testimony, filed CV 25-02453, Exhibit 2, referral criminal claims. Okay, this is a letter written to State Farm and the insurance company on 9/20/2022. Okay. Notice of state claim, reservations or rights for insurance coverage, policy number 98CB24084, or previous policy number. My name is Jeffrey Merritt Wilson. I am a member of the Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, as well as the voted-in secretary and treasurer of said association. See Attachment 1, filing with the Secretary of State. The property that I am in control over is commonly known as 4055 Wilcox Ranch Road, Reno, Nevada, which is part of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association. I reserve this claim for the benefit of all members in good faith. Now then, after hearing about many complaints about road work not being done by the association from various members on or about 6/22/2020 approximately, I was informed with information from members that there was some sort of misappropriation of funds used from the Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association's account by the former officers and or by various board members who may have something or know something about it. Later, I was given a whole package of copies of checks written by the former officers, Robert, President, and Natalie, Secretary Treasurer. After review, I noticed numerous irregularities, evidence of misappropriation of funds, possible evidence of embezzlement. One note was a complete absence of invoices and receipts for approximately 15 years that the Narings were apparently in charge of. Also note that there were checks written to the wife, Muscard, of the equipment operator for over $15,000 when the husband supposedly was doing the work, which looks to me like some sort of attempt at tax evasion and no tax documents and files. Further, I was able to review the 2 boxes of bookkeeping documents that were given to me by the former secretary, Lola, and found no documentation or very little of what and where the money was used for on a nonprofit association. In the records, I found multiples of emails with complaints, threats, and lawsuits about the road work not being done, but funds have been taken. I found monies from checking account being used to pay for other services and other entity bills. I could not find any documentation for the billing of approximately $40,000 that was taken by the President, Secretary, Treasurer, Naring/Muscards, and what looks like a private business only benefiting them. See Attachment 2. The past several years, which is strictly against association bylaws and without proper licensing or insurance. And concerning a damaged associating asset, bulldozer, Narings/Muscard acting in concert and in charge of the bulldozer asset now left abandoned on a member's fence line, as they have refused to repair, refused to inform where the parts are after multiple attempts by me to find out for the past 3 years, and despite writing themselves a check for $950 for bulldozer repairs. This has deprived the association of the use of the equipment asset, not to mention leaving the broken dozer on another member's property, and in question of tax set-off concerning the donated bulldozer by one of the members. On July 22, 2021, when I was elected by member votes and entered as secretary treasurer by the previous officer, Lola, within a week or so, there was an attempt to thwart my position by another previous officer until they found out that I had acquired the association documents. I was also quasi-threatened with harm and slandered that I was a registered sex offender by one of the members who I don't know but is connected to real estate transactions in the area of Wilcox Ranch. Also, I found a group email chain between the Narings and other board members demanding road work be done so they could access their properties. The Narings were telling them that they should let them know when they intend to visit their property and they would fix the road at that time. A Wilcox Ranch property owner and land salesman, Jeff, attempted several times to make offers on various properties at a below average price. I was shocked at this as why and what was going on. In turn, I started asking questions, had the idea I could attempt to clean up the association up and get it in the right direction for all the benefit from the necessary road maintenance that everyone, including my interests, that were required upon condition of purchase of our properties. With the little documentation I had, I started sending out billing and statements to get on track. On August 6, 2021, based off multiple complaints, including emails and my own beliefs based off the file evidence in my possession, I submitted a police report with the Washoe County Law Enforcement per my fiduciary duty to protect all the members of the association regarding many improprieties that appear to have been taking place previous to me by past officers. I also believe a full audit needs to be done by a third party to look into the matters for the past 15 years or so concerning the association. On July 16, 2022, during an annual meeting, see attachment 3, after notifying all the members by email, I was presented with 2 signed documents by members, see attachment 4, as my obligation to pay dues documents. One of the members told me I could be liable for acting in my position of officer of the association unlawfully, and that they had retained an attorney concerning this matter, but did not provide me with any documentation from said attorneys. Some of the people who signed this document seem to me to be the ones who are thwarting the existence of the association and have refused to pay the annual dues, including the former officers, Robert, President, and Natalie, Secretary Treasurer. The reasonable justification for this notice of claim and reservation of rights for insurance coverage is as follows. 1, to protect the property interests of all members, including myself. 2, to ensure property values by the road maintenance to access members' properties. 3, to ensure medical and fire safety access for member benefit. 4, to cover my attempts to protect interests without being threatened. 5, to protect and have access to equipment to repair the road due to storm road blowout so members have access and are not stranded. 6, members have been paying for honest service and, in my opinion, not receiving what they have been forced to pay by their title insurance when they purchase their properties. 7, to stop devaluation of property and possible sale losses due to lack of road maintenance, as some people do not have access or know how to work on road. 8, further monies and liens by the attorneys Gail A. Kern Esquire and the previous officers Robert and Natalie had previously been filing liens on properties for non-payment, and it appears several people lost their properties due to this. See attachment 5. Robert and Natalie, previous officers, were instrumental in orchestrating these events without any audits for the past approximately 15 years on a non-profit association. Need third-party audit. Late fees have been previously invoked against members, threats of lien by the previous officers Robert and Natalie and attorneys. 11, multiple of properties over the years appearing to have had liens put on them, also to the effect of sales on the courthouse steps to cover the late fees. 12, for the past year or so, I kept getting emails with complaints as to what is going on with the association roadwork. 13, certain members appearing to be currently acquiring properties and not having title insurance contact me as to the association on their title documents. 14, rumors or talk about future development inside information in order to devalue and or redline certain properties in order to get them at a lower cost. 15, see attachment 6, articles of incorporation. 16, see attachment 7, collection policy. 17, see attachment 8, state farm insurance policy. Note officer coverage. 18, see attachment 9, miscellaneous email complaints. 19, see attachment 10, miscellaneous road damage pictures. Please respond in writing and advise as to 1, my personal liability or my good faith attempt to preserve the interests of all members, 85-ish, and or advise me by your attorneys as to if I should continue my efforts to hold this association together. 2, Advise me of my insurance coverage if I continue my efforts as to my liability. 3. Also confirm that if this association has not been operating lawfully per attachment 4 since 2001, what are the ramifications concerning monies, liens taken put from on the members? 4. And if attorneys Gail A. Kern Esquire are trained in law and are supposed to know the law, why since 2001 did they not correct this problem? This is considered a basic outline of events, timelines. More information will come forth as evidence is acquired. All rights reserved, waive none. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go through these attachments. I'm not going to really spend a lot of time on them because this has all been filed in the case CV 2502453 on the record. Attachment 2, breakdown on checks. I want to take notice some of these adverse parties, what they were getting here. Okay, this is an officer here. This is an officer here. Notice the amounts. This woman here, I don't know who it is, what their business license is, what their insurance is, but she certainly wasn't doing the work. This is the equipment operator. Okay, this looks like some kind of attempt to evade taxes by giving it to his wife, which I don't believe they have a business license to do what they did, and there's no accounting for this money. Okay, this is a former Secretary of State or Secretary Treasurer right here, and this is the president. Okay, these are the checks, the breakdown. Here's the total on it right here for 5 years. Okay, so there's about $40,000 there that, and you know, people are complaining no road work, but it would all went into their pockets with no accounting. Attachment 3. Okay, this is the sign-in for the people 7/6/2022. Okay, there's the 3 witnesses there. Okay, here, these people are adverse, these people are adverse, these people are adverse, he's adverse, he's adverse, he's adverse, saying it doesn't exist. And these people here are adverse. They're the ones that provided a letter that they're not obligated to pay their dues. And then one of them turned us into the Secretary of State on a fraud claim. Attachment 4. Here's a letter right here. My obligation to pay dues to the Wilcox Ranch Property Association defined by the Declaration of Reservations, and that contract expired in 2001. I'm returning the bills for 2021 and 2022 unpaid. If you believe my understanding is incorrect, please provide the documentation that authorizes a continuation of the billing and justification in doing so. Okay. Here's the other adverse parties. Right there, same thing. Even though they all voted the perpetuity in through the attorney, Gail Agnes Kern. Attachment 5. Okay, we're running out of time here. We'll see if we can get it. This is some of the monies going through here. Let's go down here. Attachment 6, articles of incorporation, bylaws. Attachment 7, collection policy.